welcome to the next session on operations research. In this session, we will discuss the concept of game theory. Game theory is a mathematical framework used to analyze situations where players or decision makers make strategic decisions that affect one another. It is a valuable tool in operations research for modeling and solving problems involving competition, cooperation, and conflict among multiple agents. So it could be something like there are two soft drink companies in the market which are competing against each other. Say one is X and one is Y. I'm not naming any company as such. It's just two soft drink companies. They are two players in the market because they are each selling their own soft drink. So they have their each plus and minus. Say it could be in the packaging part or in the contents part or maybe the quantity, because there are certain sizes of bottles that many people prefer. So based on all the qualities that they have decided for their soft drink, not only in constituents form but also the packaging and the bottle shape and size, accordingly the two players will put forth their best strategy to stay put in the market. Key concepts in game theory: the first one is players, the individuals or entities making decisions in the game. So as I told you, there could be two companies which are playing against each other. In operations research, these can be companies, governments, individuals, or any other decision making units. So they are all a part of game theory. Say two companies which are pitching against each other for making a road or maybe a flyover. It could be some government tenders where again some companies are applying, or it could be two political parties in a particular state or country. It could be individuals who are competing against each other. So they are all involving some decision making and hence they are a part of game theory. The second one is strategies, the plan of action or decision making process each player can choose from. So there will be certain strategies that the two companies which are manufacturing soft drinks, and they have to make a decision based on whatever strategies or plan of action they have. Strategies can be pure, choosing a single action, or mixed, randomizing over several actions. So as I told you, there could be a single strategy that, okay, we have this sort of a soft drink coming in the market with certain constituents which are healthy enough for the people who are going to have it. So this is just a pure strategy, or there could be mixed strategies like you are also planning on making certain shapes of the bottle or certain packaging or certain colors to the bottle, certain holding patterns for the bottle. So you are just talking about the next generation which is using these kind of bottles and they find it very modern enough to use. So accordingly you can have mixed strategies as well. Third one is payoffs, the outcomes or rewards each player receives based on the combination of strategies chosen by all players. Payoffs are typically represented in a payoff matrix or function. So whatever reward or outcome you obtain when you have chosen certain strategies, that is what you are supposed to write in the form of matrix or function. Then comes Nash equilibrium, a situation where no player can benefit by unilaterally changing their strategy given the strategies chosen by the others. In equilibrium, each player's strategy is the best response to the strategy of others. So I think this is quite understood that when one player has made a strategy, the other has to choose something against the first player. So when there is no other strategy that the second one can do to make any better situation, that is called as Nash equilibrium. The last one is zero-sum games, a type of game where one player's gain is exactly equal to another player's loss. The total payoff is constant and the interests of the players are directly opposed. So zero-sum game means one person will lose and the other will win the game. The next one is non-zero-sum games, games where the total payoff can vary and players may benefit from cooperation. The interests of the players can overlap and mutual gains or losses are possible. So when it is a zero-sum game, it is completely one player losing and the other winning. But non-zero-sum games means there will be certain cooperation that is being made and hence they are able to sustain in the market. Say it could be two mobile phone companies which make a tie-up and they want to provide network to the citizens of the country. So that is a situation where there is a mutual gain such that they are able to sustain in the market. Maybe both the companies are facing a backlash. So in this situation, what they do is they make a tie-up and they go ahead. Cooperative versus non-cooperative games. Cooperative games, players can form binding agreements and coalitions to achieve better outcomes. Non-cooperative games, players make decisions independently without binding agreements, focusing on their own strategies. So in cooperative games, there is some kind of a binding agreement made such that they are able to have some kind of a output together. And non-cooperative means the person is going to play independently irrespective of what the situation will bring to that person. Now this could be an individual or it could be a company or it could be a government. It could be any example that you talk about. Then we'll see what are the applications in operations research. The first one is competitive market analysis. Game theory helps in analyzing market competitions, pricing strategies, and the behavior of firms in oligopolistic markets. An oligopolistic market is one in which the price control lies in the hands of a few sellers, as a result of which the significant market power firms in oligopolistic markets can influence prices through manipulating the supply function. The firms in an oligopoly are also mutually interdependent, as an action by one firm is expected to affect other firms in the market and evoke a reaction or consequential actions. So what they resort to is collusion as a means of maximizing the profit. Models like Carnot or Bertrand competition illustrate how firms compete on quantities or prices respectively. Carnot is nothing but your Nash equilibrium, which I just told you about. You can also read about these kind of equilibrium situations where the price of one company is affecting the other. Some examples could be wireless carriers, oil production, and automobiles. The second one is auction theory. Game theory is used to design and analyze auctions, including sealed bid, English, and Dutch auctions. Understanding bidders' strategies and the auction's design helps in maximizing revenue or achieving other objectives. The third one is supply chain management. In supply chains, game theory models can address issues like inventory management, pricing strategies, and negotiations between suppliers and retailers. It helps in designing mechanisms to align incentives and achieve efficient outcomes. The fourth one is negotiation and bargaining. Game theory provides insights into negotiation strategies and outcomes. Models such as the Rubinstein bargaining model help in understanding how parties can reach agreements and how to structure deals to achieve desired results. A standard Rubinstein bargaining model has the following elements. The first one is two players. Then it will have some complete information regarding the game. Then we have unlimited offers. The game keeps going on till one player is going to accept an offer, and there will be alternating offers. The first player makes an offer in the first period. If the second player rejects, the game moves on to the second period in which the second player makes an offer. If the first rejects, the game moves to the third period, and so on and so forth. So this is how the Rubinstein bargaining model works. So there has to be some negotiation and bargaining which goes on such that at least one player will accept an offer given by the other one. Then there is resource allocation and scheduling. Game theory can optimize the allocation of limited resources among competing entities, such as in frequency allocation in telecommunications or scheduling resources in manufacturing. So these are the examples of resource allocation and scheduling. Network design and management. In network design, the game theory can analyze and optimize the allocation of network resources, including bandwidth and routing strategies. considering the competitive behavior of network users. Here is an example for you, that is of prisoner's dilemma. The prisoner's dilemma is a classic example used to illustrate non-cooperative game theory. Scenario: two suspects are arrested and charged with a crime. They are interrogated separately and must decide whether to cooperate with each other by remaining silent or betray each other by confessing. So this is a scenario which we have to think of. Now, what are the payoffs? If both stay silent, they both receive a light statement because no one has accepted the crime. If one betrays and the other stays silent, the betrayer goes free and the silent one receives a heavy sentence because he has still chosen to remain silent and not accept his crime. If both betray each other, they both receive a moderate sentence. So now the punishment will be divided amongst both of them because they both have accepted the crime that they have done. The Nash equilibrium in this case is for both players to betray each other, even though they would both be better off if they both stayed silent. This demonstrates how individual rational decisions can lead to a collectively worse outcome. So this is an example for you to just think of a situation and understand how game theory works. Another example is of Carnot competition. In Carnot competition, firms choose quantities to produce. Scenario: two firms compete by choosing quantities of output. The market price is determined by the total quantity produced. Each firm's goal is to maximize its own profit, taking the output of the other firm as given. Equilibrium: the Carnot-Nash equilibrium occurs when neither firm can increase its profit by changing its output level. So only in this situation Nash equilibrium is going to work when one firm has already declared its output and the other one cannot change its profit now by changing its output level. Conclusion: game theory provides a robust framework for analyzing and solving strategic interactions in operations research. By modeling competitive and cooperative scenarios, game theory helps in understanding the behavior of multiple decision makers, designing effective strategies, and achieving optimal outcomes in various contexts. So, with this, I end the session. I hope you have understood the concept of game theory. In the next session, we will start with the numericals on this topic. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.